Listen to this. Listen to this. I'm going to be getting married now. I plan to have a wedding this year sometime, so make sure that you're able to come out and see it. Congratulations, Gabby. Of course I'll make sure to set some time aside to be there at your wedding. Just make sure you send me the date when you have the chance, and I'll mark it on my calendar. I'm sure this is your first time ever being invited out to one of your friends' weddings before, right? You've always been such a gloomy person with only me as your friend, right? Consider it a privilege to be getting invited out to my wedding now. And you can thank me for giving you such a privilege by gifting me a really generous present. I suppose this is my first time ever being invited out to a friend's wedding before. I'll be a bit nervous about it, but I'll do my best to celebrate you and your big occasion. I'll be waiting for your invitation to come in the mail. Wow, so this really is your first time then? With all the friends I have, I think I've been invited out to at least 10 different weddings, and 3 of them I've been bridesmaids for. What? You've been to that many weddings now? And have had the chance of being a bridesmaid 3 times? Since you haven't even been to one yet, that means you don't know how to RSVP or anything like that, do you? Well, allow me to teach you a few things so that you don't come looking like an idiot. As a friend of mine, you have to make sure to come with a $5,000 gift to me. $5,000? Well, first of all, I know how to RSVP for things like a wedding, but I've never heard of anyone having to give that much to their friend on their wedding day. And that's because you are a gloomy person with no other friends besides me. You have no idea what kinds of gifts you're supposed to be giving. I've never been invited out to a friend's wedding before, but I have gone to one of my cousin's weddings before. There I learned that even family didn't have to give all that much in terms of gifts. Maybe somewhere close to 500 worth at the most. So when it comes to friends, somewhere between 200 to 300 should be enough, right? When it comes to normal friends, that amount is totally fine, but I'm different. Huh? To you, I'm your one and only super important friend, right? So when it comes to something like your one and only super important friend's wedding, you should be willing to give me close to $5,000 as a gift. You happen to know nothing at all, and if it weren't for me, you'd be completely screwed. So you expect me to bring you $5,000? I've never heard about anything like that. Huh? Why do you keep talking back to me like that? If you're going to continue acting like a penny pincher, then I'm going to take my invitation back. What? Besides me, there are no other friends that will be inviting you out to their wedding. And if you are to ever get married in the future, I won't be coming to your wedding. Stop talking like that, Gabby. Then stop talking back to me like that and get ready to come out to my wedding. And make sure to RSVP properly for it and bring what I've asked. I am the only person willing to invite a gloomy person like you to come out to my wedding, after all.
Hello, and nice to meet you. This is Gabby's fiance, Eddie. And you are her friend, Lacey, right?
Nice to meet you, Eddie. This would be Lacey. I'm really looking forward to your guys' wedding coming up here.
Thank you. Actually, regarding that wedding we have coming up, there is something I'd like to ask from you. Do you have a minute to talk with me about it right now?
You have something to ask from me?
I want to surprise Gabby with a really nice video at our wedding. And in order to do that, I'd like your help with some of it. And that is why I got into touch with you today. I feel a little bad coming out of nowhere like this and asking you to do me a favor.
Oh, a surprise video would be wonderful for her. Oh, if there's something you think that I could help with, I'd be glad to.
Hearing you say that to me makes me a whole lot more confident now. I have been thinking of some things that I'd like to have in the video for her. Gabby happens to have a lot of friends, but there were too many for her to invite to the wedding, so some had to be left out. So those friends that aren't able to come, I like to have messages recorded from them and put into the video.
That's going to be a wonderful gift and surprise for her.
I know that it would probably be better for me to go each and every one of those friends and ask this from them, but I haven't been able to get all their numbers. And having to go all over social media asking her friends on there would take even more time to do. Actually, Gabby doesn't really use any social media to begin with, so...
Now that you say it, that makes sense. I only know her phone number and nothing else.
I believe that the only person I can really ask to do this for me who knows all her friends is you, Lacey. So could you please help me out there by going and chatting with all her friends for me? As a friend of hers, you happen to know almost all of her friends, right?
Actually, Eddie, I'm a pretty introverted person, and when it comes to friends, the only one I have is Gabby. When she came to the school I was at in high school, she was the first friend I ever made and her first friend in the school. But when she and I went to different colleges, we stopped talking for a little while. So I'm not really sure who all she's friends with at the moment.
Is that right?
But as a friend of hers, I'll try my best. Having to deal with the wedding itself is already a challenging thing, so you can leave a lot of the video up to me.
Thank you, Lacey. Then please, do your best with that surprise video and all the messages in it for me. And of course, try your best not to let Gabby find out about it.
Go home right now. I want you out of here before this wedding gets going. Hey, what the hell is this about, Gabby? You were the one that invited me to be here today, so why is there no seating available for me here at the moment? And why was I taken and told to leave this wedding venue? Well, I'm really disappointed in what I did. I made a small mistake with the number of guests I invited here to my wedding, and that led to there being not enough seating here today. Then why not have them bring out one more seat for me to sit near the back? It's not as simple as you think, though. If I do that, then the balance in this place will be off. And having to ask for catering to bring enough food for one extra person would also be tough. Thinking about it, just kicking a person out of my wedding is a lot faster than trying to figure something else out. And you decided to have me kicked out? Because today is supposed to be a very bright and beautiful wedding, and I want to make sure I have all the most beautiful and smiling people here with me today. So the most basic, I should actually say the most gloomy person here has to go. No way! I've been looking forward to coming to your wedding today for so long now. I wanted to come and celebrate my important friend's wedding, and I made sure to buy myself a really cute dress for today as well. No matter how you style yourself up, you'll always be a gloomy person deep down. That same gloomy character that you had all the way back in high school still comes out all the time. That's so mean, Gabby. This is how you're going to treat one of your friends who came all the way out here for you today? And you're not even going to apologize for doing it? I'm sorry. Your one and only friend's wedding of all things, and I'm kicking you out of it. But even if this is such a terrible thing for you, I still happen to have plenty of friends coming to celebrate with me today. Kicking you out won't be a problem for me at all. I see. To me, I viewed you as a really close and kind friend of mine. But to you, I'm nothing more than another person you happen to know, huh? So please, hurry up and go home already. This wedding is going to start up here really soon. Understood. Oh, one other thing. What happened here today is to stay between you and I, all right? If everyone were to find out that I had to kick out a guest of mine over a mistake I made, I'd be really embarrassed. You tell everyone that asks why you're leaving that you came here uninvited, and that's why you're having to leave now. Excuse me? That would make the most sense to everyone, right? I never asked for a gloomy woman to be here today. I will not have someone come into my wedding today acting like they're my friend when they weren't even invited here in the first place. All right, I'm going home right now. Get lost, you loser! You are not meant to be a part of my bright and beautiful wedding today. But you did come all the way out here, so make sure to leave your gift for me up front before you go. You may be gloomy, but you're still a serious person, so make sure to leave me that $5,000 I asked for. You think I'm leaving anything for you? I am not leaving anything I bought as a gift for you today with you after you just said those things about me. And I sure won't be giving any of this money to those extras now. What? Now, like you were asking me to do, I'm heading home. Enjoy your wedding with whoever remains after we're gone, because I'm telling you right now that most of your guests aren't staying. Wait right there! What the hell do you mean when you just said extras? Stop talking like a madman, please. Why are you getting all worked up now? And I wasn't saying anything crazy there, just the truth, right? All of those people you had sitting there ready to watch your wedding today are all strangers, right? They're all extras you got together for your wedding today. Why the hell do you know about that? And with a reaction like that, you've now confirmed it. Where the hell did you hear about that? What else do you know about this? Tell me everything you know right now. Actually, your fiancé, Eddie, he asked me to make a surprise video that we'd play for you at the wedding today. He told me that due to there not being a lot of space, a ton of your friends couldn't be invited. So he asked me to get in touch with all those friends that couldn't come and record some messages from them. A surprise video for me? So I got to work reaching out to all your friends about it. First, I started with all your friends from back in high school, but they all turned me down because they said you weren't their friend. What? Now that I think about it, you were always hanging out with me back then, right? And when in school, you only ever talked with me and not to anyone else. That was because I felt bad for you being all alone. I wanted to make you feel a bit better by treating you as a friend. So stop trying to make it sound like I didn't have any other friends back then besides you, please. And I thought the same thing at first myself. And that's why I started to ask everyone from our class back in high school. But every single one of them told me they weren't close to you at all. They would all say that the only friend you ever had was me. I was the only person that ever seemed okay with talking to you, apparently. What? These are all things that I was told by the people I asked from high school. And to make things even more awkward, some of them wanted to talk with and hang out with me, but every time they tried to come up and speak, you'd get in the way. You would always get in their faces and tell them to leave me alone, which left them feeling like they could never come up to me. And they also told me that any time they'd try and talk with you, you'd just roll your eyes at them and walk away. That never happened. I was never that kind of a person back then. Unlike a shy person like yourself, I had tons of friends and still do. And that is why I went back even further and tried talking to people that went to middle school with you. What? But they all said the exact same things to me. They all said you were never their friend and that they had nothing else to say about you. Some even told me that you always sat alone in the classroom and never went up to anyone asking to be friends. You're lying, right? You went and talked with all of those people from back in middle school, too? And let's not forget about those that you went to college with. I was able to manage finding people that you were in the same classes with and same clubs with. What? They all regarded you as the lonely-looking student. Some said that you were so shy that you were kind of like a ghost that just floated around the campus all the time. Seems like you're more like me than you thought. The same me that you would say has no friends and is a gloomy person. Don't you compare me to you. I am nothing like you at all. Tell me, what makes you different from me then? Just like me, you don't have any friends, right? You're just like me, being so shy that the only friend you could make was another person, just like you, right? And that is why you had to hire people to come to your wedding as extras today to play the part of being your friend. No, wait, all in order to fool your fiancé today, right? I was originally going to tell him that I didn't have the resources needed to make the video for you today and that it was all my fault. But since you just kicked me out of your wedding like that, I no longer feel the need to lie like that for you. If anything, I'm going to tell him the truth before I take off. I'll say that I couldn't find any of these friends you were talking about, and then I'll let him know that you hired too many extras to be at your wedding today, and that's why you kicked me out. Please don't say anything useless like that to him. He still thinks that I have all these friends and that I'm a very outgoing person. I was not able to do the one thing Eddie asked me to do for him. I need to apologize for that and tell him the full and honest reason for as to why. With that, congrats on the wedding. I hope you feel happy with all these extras celebrating you today instead of the only friend you ever had.
Just a second ago, I received your message from the staff. They told me you couldn't finish the surprise video. All because you weren't able to find any of the friends that Gabby was talking about before? What's going on here? Is it true that all of her guests here today are paid extras?
That's right, every single one of them. Gabby was just trying to make herself look good by saying she had all those friends. But in reality, she's just like myself, being a rather introverted person who was too shy to really talk with anyone at all.
No way. She was always bragging to me about how she had all these friends. She would show me all these presents she'd get from her friends on her birthday, and would leave all the time to go out to dinner with them.
I'm pretty sure that all of those were lies too. I really tried my best to search for her friends, but not even the people she works with would call her one.
No way.
But her not having that many friends isn't a bad thing, is it? So could you please not blame her for that? I'm going to put my phone down now.
Hold on a second, Lacey. Can I ask you one more question before you go? Is Gabby really your friend? Rather, she treats you as a really good friend of hers, right?
As far as I'm aware, she's a very close friend of mine. Ever since high school, we've been very close and always hung out.
Then, could you please tell me what you think of Gabby as her friend? I don't think her not having many friends is a bad thing. Not at all, actually. But the fact that she lied to me about all of it has really shocked me. Even going as far as to get a bunch of paid extras together for the wedding today. I've lost a lot of faith in her all of a sudden.
I don't blame you after she lied to you as much as she did. And when it comes to how I view her, of course I enjoyed a lot of memories with her in the past as a friend. But there have also been a lot of memories of her where she'd speak poorly about me.
What?
She would say things about how if she were never around, I'd be hopeless, and things about how, unlike her, I was a really gloomy loser. All sorts of terrible things came out of her mouth aimed at me. She's the kind of person that enjoys talking highly of herself while treating everyone else around her like they're worthless without her. And she's also the kind of person that doesn't feel sorry at all for kicking their only friend out of their wedding.
Thank you for being so upfront about all that. I was worried about hearing a lot of those things. But after having heard them, I feel a lot better. I'm so sorry about what's happened today. As her fiancé, I promise to make this all up to you later. I think I need to go and have a word with Gabby now about all of this.
Don't worry about me, and go have that chat with her, please. I'll be going now. How could you do all of this to me? Because of you, yesterday was the worst day of my life. In the end, my wedding was canceled, and my fiancé said he was going to rethink making me his wife. In other words, it sounds like Eddie will be breaking up with you then? He's going to stop working on those papers for your marriage, right? He told me he can't trust a woman who is fine with lying so much about herself, and he said it was insane of me to pay for all those extras to come and act like my friends. Things would have gone a lot better if you had never made those lies about having a bunch of friends. What's wrong with not having a lot of friends anyway? If I didn't have a lot of friends, he would have never wanted to go out with me, though. Unlike me, he actually has a ton of friends because he's popular. And on his days off, he's always going out with all his friends because he's just that outgoing of a guy. In order to get him to like me, I had to act like I was just as popular as him. You were just trying to make yourself look good then. Eddie never cared about the amount of friends people like you had. Yet you went and lied anyway about having all those friends and taking it all way too far. And the outcome of that is your current state. Shut up, Lacey. Don't you dare start preaching to me, you gloomy loser. Now, you listen here. This is all happening because you opened your mouth about it. Having my wedding canceled on me and my fiancé wanting to leave me are both your fault. You take responsibility for all of this right now. Good point. Then allow me to take responsibility by cutting ties to you now. What? Goodbye forever, Gabby. I promise to never mess with your lies ever again. I know this may still not be enough, but I'm sure that over time you can make up some new lies without me having to get in the way. Wait a second, please. If you cut ties to me and stop being my friend, you're going to be all alone. You are just like me, having no friends at all and being too shy to make any others, right? And that's where you're wrong, because that was the me of the past. I'm totally different from back then. I happen to have quite a few friends now. What did you say? Back in school, I was very shy, and you were my only friend. But when we graduated from high school, I went out of state for college, right? At that time, I gained a lot more confidence and started to talk to all kinds of people. Because of that, I made plenty of friends, and a lot of people that I can share my hobbies with. I think I have around 15 friends now who I'm close to. No way. You're lying, right? A gloomy loser like you has friends? Yet to me, you're all I have. Why do you get to have other friends besides me? Goodbye now, Gabby. You and I are still pretty young, and it would be really sad to spend the rest of your life all alone. I pray that one day you'll find yourself a new friend as well. No, don't go. Wait, Lacey, don't cut ties to me like you're saying. I'm asking you to please, please keep me around as your friend forever. After that, the talks about getting married with Eddie ended for Gabby after he went to her house and got the engagement ring back from her with his parents. Of course, she cried for him not to leave her, but ultimately, there was nothing else she could do, as both of her parents had already spoken with Eddie, planning this whole thing out. And because the wedding had to be canceled due to her lies, Eddie asked that she pay for everything from the wedding itself to the cancellation fees. And as for those extras being paid, Gabby's plan was to use that $5,000 from me to do just that. But having not gotten that money from me, she was left with 15 very upset extras that would soon get the money they asked for from putting her even further in debt. Not too long after that, Gabby started to message me some more, asking for us to get back together and for me to never leave her again. But I never responded to any one of her pleas towards me and left every single one of them on read, and will continue to do so. Although, to be honest, I'm better off just blocking her, as I did say I'd take responsibility for her wedding by leaving her life forever, so... According to all the rumors I've heard about her life a few weeks after everything, besides leaving her place to go to work, she never goes out of the house. And a lot of her coworkers have told me about how she'll come into work these days talking to herself about how nobody wants to be her friend, and that she'll continue to lock herself inside her room until the end of time. Many of them seemed a bit worried about those kinds of things that she says and have already started complaining to HR about it all, asking that she be helped. But who really knows for sure if there is any way to help her now, besides sending her to therapy to try and get her to open up and socialize a little. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.